So today we're going to be reacting to story times, and I'm not going to be going in full screen right here because it won't let me, or else it'll stop recording. So let's get right into it.
Story time about how I found out my husband was seeing escorts while I was pregnant. My husband and I have...
Okay, first of all, this video already has to go to adults because it said escorts. I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing it's an adult thing. And it said cheating. Kids don't need to know what that is. Well, everyone, I can know it says cheating, but like in a fair wise. So let's get back into it.
I've been married for 6 years. We had tried and tried for a baby, and we had a really hard time. The first 3 years of our marriage was hell. We tried so much to get pregnant, but we just couldn't do it. We went to the doctor, and that's when they told us that my husband had a little problem. So basically, he was the reason why we weren't able to get pregnant easily. Because of this, I had to undergo a lot of treatments. I started
Treatments because of him? Okay, I need to stop. Okay, let's continue.
taking all this different medication, which really messed with my hormones. For the first time in my life, I got acne.
Bug, hormones, ugh, acne.
I started to gain weight, and I also started getting mood swings. Unfortunately, my husband for some reason thought this was a character flaw of mine, and that basically I should just be able to control my emotions. I took him to the doctor so that the doctor could explain to him what was happening to my body. Finally, the doctor told him that everything that was happening to me was because of the medicine that I was taking for us to have kids. My husband decided...
Yeah, you should. I'll just continue. My gosh, let's do this a little bit more.
to apologize to me and wanted to take me on a trip. He took me to Hawaii for 2 weeks, and it was beautiful. We ended up making up, and it was...
Oh, that's so nice. A trip to Hawaii, that is so nice.
The best time ever. A month later, we found out that I was pregnant. My husband was the happiest I'd ever seen him. 2 weeks later, I started noticing weird things in our bank account. I started sending $5,000 to one person in particular.
Well, that's good. They got their baby. They got what they wanted. Also, she doesn't have a miscarriage. I haven't seen this one.
Every single month. That's when I noticed that every single month he would send somebody $5,000. It had been happening for 3 months. Right away, I was suspicious. A few months back, he and I had watched a documentary about escorts. And during the documentary, he kept judging all the women and the men. You know, acting greater than thou. As soon as I saw the payments on our bank account, it's like a light bulb went off in my head. You must have seen that.
Light bulb went off in my head. Bing! Bing! Bang. Okay, I'll stop.
That documentary and been like, wow, I know I can do that. Of course he can. My husband is a 40-year-old, good-looking, wealthy man. So that's when I started investigating. I had full access to his laptop, which had all of his text messages, as well as emails. And he never bothered to change his password on any of it. I waited for him to leave to the gym.
Well, if you're gonna cheat, then change your passwords. My God. I mean, I'm not for this. I'm not for that guy. That guy's really rude if he's cheating on her with an escort after he got the baby, which he wanted. Well, bro, you gotta change your passwords. If she can,
And that's when I got on his...
if she can snoop, then bro, change your passwords.
laptop. I uncovered a whole ring of escorts. Not only was he sending money to one girl through our bank account, he was paying other girls through Bitcoin. As I was crying in front of the laptop, I had the...
Okay. How much is How much is Bitcoin? Good. How much is? Okay. So as you guys can see, Bitcoin is worth what? Oh my God! Like through Bitcoin, like my gosh. Through Bitcoin, my gosh.
The presence of mind to start adding up all the money he had spent. In only 3 months, my husband managed to spend $55,000. And from what I could gather, he had about 5 escorts. Keep in mind, he's doing all of this while...
Welcome to Nala.
No!
We're
So
adult
sorry,
people.
guys.
That's how we make them.
I'm pregnant. So here's what I did. I managed to contact each girl and ask for the money back. And I basically threatened to expose them. One was a teacher, the other was a model, which I could contact her agency and accuse...
A teacher? A teacher? There's just all sorts of wrong. Okay. And the model, I mean, like, guys, like, ew, model. That's some guys, not all guys. There's a lot of these stereotypes I've heard, like, men. It's like, oh my gosh, models. I'm not saying all men are like that. Just some clarification. I've seen a lot of story times where men are like that. Continue.
her. One was actually a stay-at-home mom who was married. Only one responded to my messages. Finally, one of the
A stay-at-home mom who's married. Okay. People, human decency. Not everyone needs it, but some definitely do.
escorts got back to me, and she told me that she would give me all of the money back. My husband had given this girl $7,000 in the time span of 2 weeks. Then she spilled
$7,000 in 2 weeks. I don't even make that. I can't even make that much in an hour. Well, duh. I can't even make that much in a month. How about that?
all the tea. She told me my husband had signed up to an escort website and that he had anywhere between 10 and 15 girls. So there were other ways
10 and 15. My good gosh. I mean, there is a religion where men are supposed to have multiple wives, but like, good God, dude. Good God.
he was paying them, and I just didn't know about it. This is when I came to my senses. I told her she did not need to send the money back to him because it wasn't her fault. It was my husband's fault. Then this girl told me that my husband would talk bad about me to her and that they would meet up at fancy.
It's one thing about cheating, one thing, and then talking bad behind her back. I think we got a pick-me boy. Cheater, pick-me boy. Continue.
Hotels, and that's when he would tell her that I was a toxic wife and that all I cared about was money. By the way, I make my own money. I told her I was
By the way, I'm sorry I didn't ask for your permission, Luca, but I just really wanted to react to one of your videos on my channel. Thanks, I guess.
pregnant, and she was mortified.
Thanks.
I gathered up all the evidence and I confronted my husband. That's when he said, finally, I don't have to hide it anymore. He told me that he didn't really think I would care. Since when? I asked
Excuse me? You are married, and you're like, oh yeah, you don't care. She's like, my God. Pick me.
him to tell me the truth and tell me how many girls he was seeing and how much money he had spent. And he confessed that he had seen over 20 girls and probably spent over $100,000. Then he
20 girls. 20 girls. Oh my gosh.
He asked me for a divorce. I'm kind of glad he did because I was going to divorce him anyway. I am getting
Well, duh. If you're cheating on you with 20 women, you're gonna get a divorce. My gosh. Common sense. I just realized there's a hole on there's like an entire chunk missing from the bottom of my door. Whatever. Go back to the topic of this
to
video.
get his money and raise our child on our own. His family is trying to convince me otherwise though. What should I do?
Bro, your lame excuse of a child cheated on his wife who was lucky to even have a kid because of him, and cheated on her with 20 women, including one that had a wife, talked bad about her behind them, told the escorts that she was abusive, and then the parents knowing all of that are just like, no, please don't divorce him. Get a divorce. Common sense, people.
Hi, I'm Janelle. I live in Pennsylvania.
Well, that was the story, so goodbye. But great seeing you guys. Goodbye.